Good evening, YouTube. This
Hello.
is Jane and
Ian, sorry.
day 15 and our final film for the moment, because we will do our usual roundup
Yeah.
of when we get home. But we are actually leaving tomorrow. So
we've thoroughly enjoyed our
we've had a great time.
odyssey, and it's always an odyssey, but it actually is. It's a complete bubble, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Yeah. It's Edinburgh Fringe, really.
It
but we have enjoyed the last 15 days.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So, but yeah, this is the last show, and I don't quite know.
We don't know how we
keep saying this occasionally. I suspect what happened here is that we were sent an email fairly early on, because I think I booked it early on.
Okay.
And they were very nice. If they're very nice to us in the emails, trying to promote the show, then we would sometimes take a punt. I didn't know this was going to be the last show, to be fair.
No.
But it's called Looking for Laughs.
Yep.
You don't. Well, to our horror, when we stood in the queue, we sort of looked at what it says.
Well, I mean, I knew it was improv. But,
yeah.
Anyway, let me read. Yeah. Then you'll understand
why we thought it was. We went, oh my god.
So it's real. It's raw. It's hilarious. Oh, and that's the
review. Is it?
A review. It's Love Island meets Whose Line Is It Anyway? One blind date, 4 comics, unscripted, unhinged, unforgettable. So I have to say, I knew it was improv, but I was expecting Whose Line Is It Anyway? So, having never watched Love Island.
No. We know what it's about, but
yeah,
you know,
I won't lie to you, I was slightly alarmed.
We sat at the back just in case Jenny wanted to leave.
I mean, because yet again, we didn't appear to be the demographic, but actually there was a mix of ages.
There was, yeah.
And can I go on to
yeah.
Because actually it was very well controlled, and they had a chat. We didn't get any names, I'm afraid.
He was a
sort of like a compère. Yeah, well, I was going to go on to say that.
Darling.
Don't know what his name, but he was dressed proper, in a DJ sort of bow tie, etc. And he was very clear on the rules and the way that they would conduct it. And so he basically said, we don't want questions, because we were all handed a heart-shaped piece of card to write a question, right, as we queued. And he said, we don't want this, we don't, and it was very clear, the boundaries of the evening were...
he didn't want to turn into some sort of debauched type question and answer thing. That's not what they wanted, and I was quite pleased about that.
And I have to say, so was I, because I realised they actually did it. It was seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, it was supposed to be a balance between potential dates and we didn't know the format.
No,
but actually it was a clever format.
It was, because it started off. There was two. It was 2 girls. Was the two girls looking for the blind date? They both had microphones on, and they had blindfolds on. And then they started a conversation. They started asking each other questions, and the start of a date. And that was like the first part of it, wasn't it? The one thing to say is that obviously they go out daily trying to find people.
Yeah, because they told us that at the end.
And the 2 girls, were very articulate, both of them. One of them was here working at the Fringe. One of them literally arrived today from Glasgow, and she worked in a record shop, she said, didn't she?
And a charity shop.
A charity shop, yeah. So, but they were just asking each other questions. So that was the first part. And then the 4 comedians and the compère then did Whose Line Is It Anyway type stuff by improving what they basically said in the first part, which was funny. I mean, I thought the second time they did that was funnier than the first time.
Yeah. So they just picked up on things that had been
it could
said.
Be anything,
I mean, for instance, just to illustrate it a bit, they asked. They were talking about each other's hairstyles.
Oh yes, a fringe.
And she said she was joking that she cut her own fringe and stuff. Anyway, the comedians picked up on that, so they had this great scene which all involved somebody's fringe, and the effect it had, that when they revealed their fringe, it sort of, they were completely sort of,
everybody walking up into the scene said, "Oh, what a lovely fringe you've got." It was and it was
so
funny.
it was very clever.
It certainly passed the 6 laugh test.
Yeah.
And then we had them back again.
That's right. Yep, the 2 girls.
Oh, that was the question and answer. So they were then, and they filtered. They took everybody's questions in.
Yeah.
They filtered them, and then they gave them a pile of questions. They asked your question.
They did.
My question was about what sort of thing do you like on TV, which was a fine.
And they just they just took it in turns to ask each other the question.
Which was lovely actually. And then you had another improv section, which I thought was definitely funnier, as I've said.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, it was date or no date.
Yeah.
And the way that, because apparently they said the way they've done it in the past is that something like a large percentage of men and male and female people go on the blind date, the men would get rejected. Most men would get rejected. And so the way that they did it now is they had to whisper into the compare's ear, and we're all doing a drum roll. And they had two big neon signs, one saying date and one saying no date, and they both wanted to date, which was lovely actually. And I suspect they probably will. They clearly got on.
I think. Oh no, I think very definitely they were.
And it was quite gentle. There was a little bit of effing and jeffing, but nothing. There was nothing really.
No, there wasn't. It was good fun.
It was good fun, and obviously the thing about it is you can go to it every night of the Fringe if you wanted to, because
they said
it'll be a different couple, and I'm sure that occasionally you'll have couples that aren't quite
compatible.
No. I did wonder whether they give them any sort of training prior to it, or is it just natural? Because both girls were really, really articulate and very, very, very switched on, and they weren't fazed by the fact that they were talking to a group of 50 people in the audience.
Yeah, but what was interesting was that the girl that actually had a show.
Yes.
So she
did stand-up comedian as well.
Yeah. So she had more. Well, when I say more,
wasn't she?
More confidence. It's just that she maybe knew a little bit more about. The setup that she sort of put herself in, whereas the other girl, who was equally sort of quite confident, she did though couple of times say, "Oh, I don't know that I want to sort of say this in front of everybody." And so she had a very sort of honest response. She did. There were a couple of things that she was obviously not comfortable maybe about saying. So I'm not sure how much.
How much time have they got? Really?
They were very genuine. They were very genuine.
They were both very genuine. And it was. It wasn't quite what we expected.
No, but I'm glad I was never at any point going to leave.
No,
it was.
No, and I
liked
enjoyed it.
The way it was well controlled. And I felt I sort of relaxed because I thought it was just going to be a bit of a. Anyway, it was not. No. It was good fun. No.
I just realised you closed that and you want to tell them when it's on.
Oh. Don't worry. Don't worry.
So if you
I've got a thing in it.
You've got a thing, right? Okay.
I think I've got a thing.
So
I'm taking it out.
I'm gonna go do the stars then while Jenny's trying to find.
Sorry,
where
I'm
the
having
page
to
is.
refine.
Yeah. I think it's a good 3 stars.
Yes, I will go for a 3 as well.
So it's a good 3.
I will go.
So it's quite light. It's quite fun.
Yep.
We are not generally the demographic, but don't be. If our oldies who watch us, don't feel threatened by it. There's a little bit of. They did say there's a little bit of audience participation, but the audience participation is going ooh or that type of thing. So nobody's going to get picked on.
No. They've got it down as a 16 plus, which
that's probably right.
Which I think
could
is probably
potentially. There was a question about about orgies, so that's probably as far as it goes, which you wouldn't want anybody under 16 to.
And positions.
Yeah, sexual positions.
So, but it was nothing more than that.
Yeah.
So it is on at the Gilded Balloon Patter House in the Blether Room, and it is on at 8:20 in the evening for an hour. It is on right through now until the 25th. In fact, it only started last night. Yep, and they're there all each evening, and it is it's either £12, and there are some dates which are 15.
Yeah, and just while we're talking about the Gilded Balloon at the Patter House, we've had several shows there this Fringe, and I've said in other videos, I'll say in this one as well. If you're going to come to the Patter House, don't do what the staff tell you to do as you walk in and go into the bar. Go find out where the room is, and then go and start a queue, because you'll probably find there's somebody already there. I was talking to a couple of ladies in another show today, and they were told to go to the bar, and luckily they didn't, because they'd said that the same thing that happened to us had happened to them. They'd gone to the bar and then they don't call it, or you can't hear it in the bar. So go and start your own queue. Don't go in the bar unless you just want a drink. Anyway, so that's it. So when we get back to sunny Somerset, we will do a couple of videos. We'll do one, our top 10 best shows of the Fringe, 5 each, won't we? And we will also do a roundup of probably about another 10 shows that we wanted to see, but literally we ran out of time, or we couldn't schedule it. Yeah.
And I'm just doing the sums in my head.
Yes. Oh, yes. The sums,
because I haven't done it properly,
yes.
so I'm just adding. So we have officially seen. So we saw 4 shows today.
Yeah.
So we have seen 62 shows.
Yay.
And we have done
reviewed.
We have reviewed. So we've seen 62. We've reviewed 60.
That's good. That was. I mean, there was a time I thought we weren't going to get anywhere close to that. We scheduled 16 right at the beginning, only because there were just things we wanted to see, but at least a dozen of those were cut because we couldn't get some of the tickets, and that happens every year. That's got nothing to do with anybody in particular.
So,
but that's good. Yeah, that's probably the most we've done in quite a while.
Yeah, I think so. Certainly more than last year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because he was about 53, 54 last year. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in Somerset. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.